We're back. We're back. Here we go. Continuing to clear up Eden 6. I think it's the last planet we need to clear up. Lockdown thankfully won't be full. Gas stations, liquor stores, weed shops. Weed shops are staying open? Really? They're considered essential, as well as food, drive-thrus, grocery stores. Very similar to here. We don't have the weed stores, though. We only have medical, I believe, marijuana. And even then, it's pretty limited. So I'm going to run into town on Fridays to snack some things for my coworker, then back into my own little self-quarantine life. Do you have enough groceries, dude? Do you have enough groceries, Von Hilge? Okay, this quest is not here, right? We did all the challenges in this area. Now, we need to clear up Eden 6. That's our big goal right now. Anvil, Floodmore Base. Oh, looks like we're done. Did we get the achievement? Let's see if we got the achievement. Yeah, we did. Swamped. All named locations. Good. A proper handoff. Complete all missions. Bets off. Oh, we've already completed all the side quests. Or maybe that's the main story. I don't know. What do we have left here? Who collects the collector? Alright. Getting a little on the side. Tales from the Iridian Slab. Decipher all the Iridian Slabs. Killer Look. That's going to be in the DLC. Firebug. DLC. Okay. Now, what we need to do is separate which one of these are repeatable and which one of these are real. A daring escape, a man in a dream. Okay, so we'll just start doing these side quests. That's what we'll do next. We'll assume that's the big thing. I wish it showed you the Iridian Slabs, but it doesn't. I know that it'll bug out a lot with the one on Sanctuary, but I assume they fixed that. Wreck weed is considered essential. I guess it'll help you stay quarantined, so it makes some sense. But hey, this is Colorado, right? I'll give you an air horn for that. So I'm all set on food. Good, good, good. Are your parents still out of town, or did they come home for the quarantine? So I'm gonna run into town on Friday to snag some other things for my coworker, then back into my right. Yeah, sounds good, man. You got a plan. I'm glad you get to work from home too. That's good. For now we'll just wait. There's an exclamation mark here, sir. Oh yeah, look, we haven't done everything here. I wonder if this is the last one. Let's fast travel over here. There might be either, well, we just got swamped, which I think is all side quests for Eden 6. Or it's all named locations, I can't remember. Oh yeah, it's all named locations. Okay, so what we need to do... I'm gonna go for the Iridian Slab just because I don't know. I know that's the last big collectible we need. It is a beautiful day here in Ohio, though. Lovely spring day. It's about 60. Sun's out. Sky is blue. The clouds are dreamy. So that's nice. Because, man, we had a dreary winter. It was wet, which I think is just always, you know, depressing. Rain in the winter is just sad. This looks like it's probably the closest. And we really didn't get much snow. I enjoy the snow quite a lot. It was just wet and gray and mild. And thankfully our spring so far has been nice, and it's coming in around the right time. We're still getting snow, but it's melting, thankfully. But you're in Quebec now, right, Rikers? Or you work? Well, wait, that was your old job. Where are you now? I know you had a whole setup where you were like with the in-laws part-time and stuff. Oh, you're still in Quebec. Are you enjoying Quebec? Sidsmids! So our goal is to go for this rune. The border of Quebec and Ontario. So is Quebec also a province? You guys have provinces, right? I get access to both things, good. I do hear Quebec has like amazing food though, is that true? Alright. We're going to this slab because I don't know if we got it. It's the last thing we need to do. And then we're just going to focus in on quests. We'll just have to keep kind of ducking to slabs because I don't think there's a counter. Like, if we look at challenges, there's no counter for slabs. So this one's going to be kind of tricky. So I just don't know what we've left behind. I don't think there's even a way to check. Still making good progress. Probably got another hour and we'll break for dinner. But we really don't have long to go, though. I always say that, then it ends up taking like 12 hours. I see like 3 DLC achievements, and I see like 2 more main story vanilla achievements.
Go get him, Zoomer!
Zuma! I want acid. You guys love to spawn these badasses in. In Mayhem, there's no sleeping on the element stuff. Oh, I have a Breath of the Dying on me. Holy crap, he's actually tearing me up. This guy's tearing me up. Gotta have the deeps. It's a game about the deeps. Let's see how this blue does now, though. There we go. Dude, this little freaking Atlas pistol has been super good. Turn, bullets, turn. Oh, they're still. Oh, they're. Damn it. They're not that smart. Yo, big sick 666. So you're currently getting paid, right? GameStop's officially shut. Dude, you're gonna be streaming like 80 hours a week, Sig. You've been waiting for this moment. This is gonna be big time for Big Sig. Big Sig is super talented. He's very funny. He's got a ride or die community. He's a manager at GameStop. He really loves games, knows games, plays a lot of unique games. Has a really cool community. He's very funny. Please check him out. Big Sick 666. Basically, homie, good. It'll be exciting. This little blue Atlas has been really surprisingly good, which is always exciting. To me, the best part of Borderlands. Okay, here's this one wacky gun. Let's try it out. I just want to be doing that like all the time. Man, since that buff on Breath of the Dying, it's so good. Nice, it works. See, so we're getting that slide damage and we don't have to aim because of the smart bullet thing. So you can totally do an Atlas build on Zane. I like that gun. What, Breath of the Dying or the Hellfire? Which one? It might be none of those. That's mostly what I want to do in the Borderlands series, Achievement Hunt it all. Same here. That's still my overall plan. Before the 4th DLC comes in, I still want to complete our goal of doing pre-sequel and Tales. I don't think we're going to get to it anytime soon. But the 4th DLC won't be for a while. So around that time period, I plan to try to reinvigorate that overall goal. Yo, Sig, thank you very much for being here. And Wilson, thank you for shouting him out. That is not the gun. That is not the gun doing what I found awesome. It's not the gun doing what I found awesome. Oh, wait. You have to tell me, Von Hilger, what you're talking about. Oh, the lightning ability that you have triggered when you shoot people. What is that? That is the electric banjo, which you get from killing the evil hillbilly people, which I believe are on Eden 6. Basically, it causes electricity to spam out all around you when you're killing people and help melt shields without you even thinking about it. Fuck, I keep forgetting about Tails. Pre-sequel, I don't have much on it at all.
What you hiding?
Either way, first things first. You bought the super duper version, Rikers. You need to go ahead and get do yourself that favor and get through that story one time. Just one time. I was just talking to Matt, Mystical Sea Lion. He just finished his first playthrough of Borderlands 3. And he did it in like 3 days, so I know you can. Alright, so we've already done this one. I wish there was a way to show that we've already done it. Like, it's gonna be the trickiest thing, is... It's probably just the one on the Sanctuary ship, though, that's glitched out. Honestly. We don't want to do any DLC stuff right now. And we don't want to grab any repeatable quests right now. We just want to finish up what few side quests we have left to do. So we've got this all cleaned up. I just wish there was a way to tell if we had the... Getting some exclamation marks like there's something new there, but there's not. We're also going to get... So tomorrow we get DLC 2, and we get level cap increased to 57. I think some other quality of life stuff's coming in. And then in April's the one I'm really excited for. April's Mayhem 2.0. With 10 new levels of Mayhem, you'll be able to access it from your Echo menu, and each level of Mayhem will have unique gear to it. So it's like OP levels from Borderlands 2, those of you that played that. Some of you may remember, without the BS, without having to do the Digistruct peak and the negative delta scaling, the exponential increase that made like 1 or 2 builds at all be viable. That shouldn't be a part of it, but it should give a big incentive to play. And it comes with this event where you go through, it says mansions, and it sounds like it's a procedural dungeon. It'll have its own unique anointed gear in it. I think there's going to be a lot of reason to play in April. So it's probably going to slow down the massive amount of State of Decay 2 content I plan on doing. That's why by next week we need to be done with Doom. Because we plan on sinking our teeth into the Mayhem 2.0 patch in a big way. I'm hoping to. I hope I get hooked. I've been trying to stay up to date, and there's still a lot I want to do here, obviously. We're stuck on Pandora for a reason. But it hasn't grabbed me in a little while. Tomorrow we get DLC, though. Yeah, I'll rush through, then go back to the previous areas after. Assuming you can. Yeah, of course you can. You just go to map, and then you go to orbit view, and then you go to... Yeah, I mean, it's all there. And then if you want to, it's actually easier than before because all the challenges are there. And then if we go to like this map, then we go to challenges, it actually does keep track of all that. So totally, you can backtrack all the time. You can move around as much as you want. That sounds sweet. Dude, it should be really fun. So, I'd like to see your streams, man. I know you're a big Borderlands fan, Wreckers. I want to see you finish it. And I want to hear your thoughts on the story. I love hearing people's thoughts on the story because I'm not a huge fan of Borderlands 3's main story. Not much at all, but I really like the side quests. So far, I think the side quests actually tell really cool stories and really flesh out the world a lot. Nice. Okay, if I can go back, yeah, just push hard and go through it. And then, honestly, I think it's designed to do that. Just focus on the main story, then come back. But you can do it like a traditional Borderlands game, too. Matt, again, he beat it in 3 days. And he was doing a lot of, like, get to the area, do the side quest, then push through the main story. It's basically 4 separate acts. And they're all contained on their own planets. And, and on this overall structure that's about the cult war, that's about these, crazy-ass twins have managed to unify all the disparate bandit factions into one army called the Children of the Vault, under the promise that they will get to open this, the Great Vault, the One Vault. I can't tell you anything else from there, it'll spoil it. I feel like I should just go ahead and not do any YouTube for Amari and just bring her up through TVHM into 50. And we can do a separate Amari, a fun playthrough on her for YouTube. These doors are apparently going to eventually open. Maybe not that door in particular, but the doors that have the, look like they were built by the Iridians, because they are around, they don't open yet. There's apparently a plan for those in the future. I'm using Atlas because I want to see if we can get a package, because I don't know if we've got a package from them yet. They have lots of Jacobs, lots of dogs. I use that shit all the time. Nor am I love the gameplay so much, though. Right. I mean, it's still a great game, but, you have hardcore fans like yourself, and Rikers, and Something, and Adam, and, just a bunch of them. We just haven't been playing the game, really. Now, there is a diehard community that has still been around and stuck around, but... Unlike 2, it just, hasn't been habitual and habit-forming like Destiny was, a ritual, as we talk about. but it does keep getting better with each patch. They've also done some really cool stuff in patches lately that I compliment, in that they've been buffing weapons that you like were just complete trash. Rather than continuing to nerf shit, thank God they stopped that for a moment, and they started buffing guns that are like the Lob, that are just awful. They were awful. You know, and they're like, all right, we're gonna actually we're gonna actually do stuff that we said that we were gonna do, which is we're gonna mostly pay attention to buffs, and let's bring up these weapons that are garbage, nobody uses them. And that's been freaking dope. More of that, please. And something I hope they also keep expanding upon is I want gear sets from Borderlands to the end of Borderlands 2's life set. I want Trials to have their own gear sets. I want to see effervescent gear. I want to see the Scion guns, the Pearl Essence. I want to see a new class. I want to see Emeralds. Just any that maybe corresponds to gear sets. Just anything to keep us farming and going and have new things to go for. Farm and improve. You know, I hate that Guardian rank's got a cap to it now. And I feel like, I know they're going to expand this though, so I think they're listening to us. And purple gear, I want to see more of what they've done with the purple gear, where it's like the anointments. I think anointments are amazing. I've talked about this. I made a long video, about 20 minutes, Borderlands Bloody Harvest. I put a thoughts video out on that, a scripted thoughts video, and talk about that I think that anointments are the future, man. I think that was the best thing they did with Bloody Harvest. Anointments are the thing you go for. Because they have all these crazy cool effects, and you can really start to min-max a build and start to theorize on what would really max out whatever you're going for and what would be a cool build. I'm trying to get to this thing, but of course I'm on like a soapbox, so I lose all focus. Zane is still level 30 at the moment, but you already have 2 level 50s, don't you, Von Hilger? You're way ahead of me. I fucking love playing Flak. He's everything I wanted in a previous Borderlands merge. Wow. Nice. I've been playing Amari offline, Flak online. Really different styles, which I've enjoyed. I like Amari a lot. I played her with, beat the game with my nephew, and I really liked Amari. Specifically, Mo's are my 2 mains. Very true. Dang it, you're making me want to play so dang much. Dude, play it today. Play it today. Aren't you doing Doom Eternal, though? Aren't you doing Doom Eternal? Yeah, I gotta get all my guys up. But like I said, I want to do special playthroughs. Like what we're going to do, I'm probably going to do this with Flak instead of Mo's. But we'll just use white gear to beat the game twice. And then I'll allow myself purples. Like I was just talking about. The epics. The fact that epics are actually really viable. And there's some really good, powerful rules you can get on epics if you get the right rule. Like keep leaning into that. That keeps it fresh. That keeps it interesting and exciting. The binary Q system, I believe it's called. You can get a triple rolled amp shield. There's a lot of purples out there that are super strong. And that's the kind of stuff that you want to be using, that random generation to keep the player going. Instead of like, yeah, there's just the Maggie. Like it's been. Like use the Maggie. You're good. But saying, hey, here's what I'm trying to say is you want the player to keep looking at what is dropped and not just that's trash, I'm just looking for this one thing that's all trash. It should be picking through gear similar to Borderlands 1 and saying that could be interesting, I'm gonna try that out, and then discovering it has a really powerful effect, or it has a synergy with this class mod, you know, or it melts this one boss, and being able to think about it too, not just like, oh yeah, it's a big number. No, like the binary Q system, like, oh, it's got this tracking dart that seems to really do like multiplicative damage. That kind of stuff is what personally keeps me hooked. I think that's the core. I gotta go all the way around, I think. I'm like on the verge of just, can I fast travel? No, God almighty. Have I mentioned, I think you guys already know, I do not have a sense of direction. Need snacks and coffee. I'm gonna look for a bit. Thanks for being here, Rikers. I really appreciate it. Dude, I love personal challenges in the game. Yeah, it makes it fun, right? Keeps it fresh. I'm not streaming today because a friend of mine wants to see some Sea of Thieves before she moves this week, and that makes sense, so I'm gonna play with her. But yeah, I have a Nightmare on Doom Eternal. I'll keep going doing that on tomorrow's stream. This time I'm just deciding to play Borderlands 3 instead. Well, we get the new DLC tomorrow, so I wouldn't blame you for wanting to play Borderlands 3, Von Hilger. I'm not like super psyched about this DLC. I'm gonna do it. I plan to hopefully be able to do it in a stream like we did the first one and enjoy it. It's not the thing I'm the most hyped about though. I'm really hyped about Mayhem 2.0. I think Mayhem 2.0 with on top of every other thing that's been happening, quality of life changes, different buffs, and the different systems that we've talked about, you know, epics being viable and being interesting, even though they're under a random rule system. The best thing about the DLC is we'll have some new... We had a viewer in here, Bailey Nightshade, she talked about it. I agree with her. We'll have different rules, you know, we'll have new weapons. We'll have new weapons to play with in the pool, which only increases the sandbox for builds. And that, the action RPG goodness I personally desire. If I want a shooter, you know, Borderlands is a good shooter, mechanically sound, and it plays well. On console, we have some performance issues, you know. But beyond that, it does control well, and it is polished. But if I really want a shooter, I'll play Doom. I'll play Apex Legends. So I'm mostly here because of the Borderlands universe and that action RPG stuff. So I hope they keep giving us that. So Alice actually retakes this back when she won the Corporation War, so I just spoiled it for Rikers, but... We need to go up. I thought there was an elevator. Oh, there we go, stairs. Exactly, be right back. Alright, see you soon, Von Hilger. Thanks for that spoiler, fuck.
Like an animal.
I feel like we've done this quest. Maybe we did it just on the first playthrough.
A day planner or something? Not that he really seems like a secret door? Terry's a janitor. What secrets does he need to keep? Don't answer that. Every possible answer is gross.
Every possible answer is gross.
Labs. Yeah, I shut it down after all the
So,
accidents.
speaking of
spooky, but it was just a lot of paper cuts.
Side quests being more interesting.
Down the lab. I'm nervous about paper cuts now. Keep looking around while I go find my little rubber finger guards.
What you find out in this Corporation War in the background is that Maliwan actually teams up with the Children of the Vault, and they have this really... It's like Hitler and Stalin, the non-aggression pact. Like, they actually hate one another and don't at all see eye to eye, but they've agreed that they have an equal enemy. And it's interesting, and you don't know about that in the main story at all. You have to do these side quests, and I really think that's where the better story is told.
I know I'm just a janitor, but I gotta do something. I saw an ad on the Econet for online courses in advanced surgery and neuroscience. 100% guaranteed degree at 10% the price. That could work.
Average Sharon, welcome back, Von
You
Hilger.
can't put something on the Econet if it's not true, right?
Oh, that's interesting, Will. So that's interesting. For now, no comment, though. I hear that fake news CNN just reported... Oh. Sorry, I just read the first thing that popped up on my Twitter feed, and then, oh, yeah, fuck. Better Then the language was reading in my head, and it was instantly apparent what I was reading. Alright. Find Terry. Yeah, we did this the first time we played it. We did this actually with the crew.
What's happening out there, Terry?
This quest is actually kind of funny. I remember this now.
Who's hiding in there?
You are Terry? Where is he? What have you done to Terry? He's supposed to let me out when it's
Oh,
safe.
we beat this with Ashton, Tyrell, and
Has this Terry fella been keeping you prisoner?
forget who our fourth was during that playthrough.
No. He locked me in here to keep me safe from the others. He was gonna let me out once the coast was clear, but it's been a while. Man, I hope he's okay. Could you get me out of here? The door controls are on the other side of that glass. Yeah, right there.
Alright, this is definitely not a repeatable quest, though. This is a part of this whole thing.
Go get him, Zoomer!
I think they introduced Ratches in the pre-sequel. I believe they were in the pre-sequel. I like that Ratches can eat one another, but I wish like Borderlands 2, this is where I think they should implement raid bosses. Personally, I'm a fan of how they've done the raids. I like the takedowns. I think it is an evolution of the raid boss system. So I think that those are cool. I think they're fine. What I miss is being able to spawn in world raid bosses. Like Verminivorous. I feel like there should be one for, I think Verminivorous should be back, which is, it's hinted that he might be coming back. But you should totally be able to evolve him in the field, like you could in 2. That was such a like pleasant surprise when you did that.
Okay, the course is
And
going great, but
Ratches.
now they're saying I need specimens to do tests on.
And a few others, you know, should just be world raid bosses. Some of the Hammerlock Hunt bosses could be cool as raid bosses, and Mayhem, like, say 5 and above. Maybe they become raid bosses instead of just world bosses. Even better, give them specific drops. with unique effects that might tie into a build.
Find a target, you zoomer!
This will be worth the hype. You love this Krieg DLC. You are in love with this Krieg DLC. So what's got you so hyped about the Krieg DLC, Adam? What do you think? We're at level 70 by then? Maya returning for it? Dude, Maya's dead. Bro, I hate to break this to you. I love you, Adam, but... I love you, buddy. But Maya is dead, my friend. Yo, young son! Adam's a great guy. He's a big Borderlands guy. He's an OG Borderlands fan. I have a lot of discussions with this fellow Ohioan about Borderlands. We have some similar thoughts and opinions. Yo, young son! Check him out. I figure this man will be streaming Borderlands 3 tomorrow. Are you gonna stream the DLC tomorrow, Adam? Thank you for... Yeah, maybe her corpse is coming back. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be cool to jump into the Krieg story. I was a necromancer. That's the one thing that's got me excited for tomorrow. Is we're gonna get to see what Gage has been up to. See what our main girl Gage has been up to this whole time. And I like her redone character model. It looks good. But yeah, I mean, that's so far away, basically, that I'm not even thinking about it. I'm thinking about experiencing the story tomorrow. Fine. And I'm thinking about... This could be interesting. Fuck it, I'll try it. I wonder how that 5% damage will do on distributed denial. Like, will that apply twice? If so, that's hella health regen. I want to see Gage's story, and then April, I am hoping, I am fingers crossed, that we get addicted like we got addicted to Borderlands 2. I'm hoping the procedural dungeons with the OP levels without the bullshit, the unique drops just for each mayhem level with increased gear is just gonna, I'm just gonna be hooked again. That's what I'm hoping. We can't guarantee it, you know, very possible that we'll be saying, why aren't we addicted? Why aren't we hooked? We want to be hooked on this game. Why is it not grabbing us like it always used to? Very possible, but I'm hoping. Yeah, we haven't got a nerf in a while. Right, they've been buffing all the guns that completely sucked ass. They've been doing what they said they would do, so kudos to them. You know, the Lob got brought up. The Breath of the Dying got brought up. These guns that just did not matter now matter, and there's not been power creep, so keep doing that and quit nerfing shit. You're doing a good job. Please keep it up. Not at all a big fan of nerfs in Borderlands. Nobody is. Nobody is. The challenge is going to come through. If they do this Mayhem patch correctly, which they've been working hard on it, and I think they will, you know, you're still going to have a lot of challenge. People are saying, oh, there's been power creep, there's been power creep. Have you done the takedown lately? Have you done the takedown the way that the takedown was originally designed, which you can still do? They consider that the most authentic method of doing it. Have you done that lately? Because if not, well, I don't want to hear too much about this power creep, because... yeah, shit can still be real hard. Real hard. There we go. I was having a tough time talking over that. How long are we on this episode now? Alright, we got 30 minutes. I need to at least do one side quest. We were going to try something, though. We had just got a drop, and I wanted to try it. Yeah, power creep. I mean, I just don't think it's there. I don't feel it. It's freaking Borderlands. There's no PvP in this game. The patches have overall been good. It's gonna get there. If they do that Mayhem patch, I'm hyping it. But I'm telling you, I think that it really will make a huge difference in keeping us, like Destiny, just grabbed. I could go for this next. Oh, I want to go for that. Look at the Lob. Yeah, biggest meme. Now it's top tier. Exactly. Do you think they could ever get PvP to work in Borderlands? No, because if you played Borderlands 1, even though the PvP was fun and I liked it and I missed the arenas, if you played on in-game characters, it was literally just who got the first shot. Whoever got the first shot fucking won. You know, it's not a balanced game. I would like... I don't know. No, it wouldn't be good. Battleborn was the multiplayer game, and sadly it didn't, you know, get an audience. They just need to make the best PvE game possible. What's crazy is Borderlands is going to have, you know, the competition in my mind. There was a gun, and I just can't find it now. Borderlands was going to have so many quality of life changes and so many good patches out, and Anthem is fucking just sitting frozen in time right now. You know, ostensibly working on this big Anthem 2.0, the No Man's Sky Anthem update. But it's gonna be history repeating itself at this point, in my opinion. Because you're gonna have, remember, it was like Anthem has like 6 months because that Borderlands is right around the corner. So they've gotta like be able to get people now or else. And you know, they kind of failed in that. It wasn't a trash game, but it wasn't a great game either, that's for sure. Nah. But by the time that Anthem does release this potential 2.0, which is, by the way, in no way guaranteed. That was a very short blog post with no real promises, except that they were working on something. And everybody, all the YouTubers are prophesizing, this is it. It's happening. We're getting Anthem 2.0, just wait. In no way is that promised. We need to go back in. You know, we don't know. But at this point, I feel like the season pass for Borderlands might be done, and this game's probably in really, really great shape. If they keep going the direction they're going with the patch cycle, you know, this is going to be a very, very complete game by the time it's all said and done. If they keep going at that pace again, in that direction. And then Anthem might finally release 2.0. By then, it's just too fucking late. You got this game on Steam, and you got it on Epic Games, and you got it on every marketplace, and you got it in physical format on all the shelves. And everybody knows it doesn't have microtransaction shit. This is fucking funny, though. It's a fucking human in a rat's body. Quality commentary. How you feeling, man?
Damn fella! You're a rat!
You're a wretch.
Yep, thanks to my main man Terry, he saved my life. Come
I think
on,
they could with a
man.
take from Battleborn. It would take so much work. And I would rather they just focus that work on making the best action RPG possible. Make this into the Diablo 3 of shooters and beyond. I feel like Battleborn was it, and Battleborn was amazing, and it got slept on, and we all lost out because of it. Because it was basically Borderlands arena shooter. You took a character, you geared him up, you leveled him up, you battled the other team in a MOBA.
Took some EchoNet courses and found this lab.
But hey man, that's just like my opinion, dude.
Human brains to rat bodies.
But I know you're a creative guy, I know you're a game designer. If you got the idea, I'd like to hear you out. Do you think they could supercharge, but... Yeah, supercharge was so fun. The meta was...
Quick! Our only chance to save Terry is to get his brain into a rat's body. I'll chew it out. Could you wait? Oh, okay.
You're in your print. Yeah, but Supercharge's meta, Adam, was it was just the distillation of what the Battleborn meta was. Healer, tank, DPS. Like, if you did not play that, you were done. That lasted, what, maybe 2 weeks? Maybe a week, Adam? Supercharged? It's fun while it lasted.
Classic Gary.
It was the meta in its purest essence, is what I'm trying to say.
Honestly, I think he ate people before he got ratched up. Flip that switch to drop his cage so we can get to the transfer tank.
I'll guzzle your soul milk. I'll break your toenails.
Still, performance optimizations are another thing they have to improve. It's one of the core weaknesses of this game right now. Not having steady frame rates, having menu lag. I want a minimal mode, like there was on Battleborn at the end. You can turn off a lot of these particle effects. That gives me a steadier frame rate, allows me to see my reticle and what I'm shooting more often. Please give it to me. See, by the time I got the drone flying around, you got acid now, you got electric, now you got a marker for where the drone's shooting. You have electric currents going everywhere. I got sticky bombs going. There's acid being propelled. That guy's dazed, so he's got a haze around his head. You got an icon on the screen for a button prompt. It's a lot. It's too much. It's too much. I want a cleaner UI. And I don't mean take it all away. Just give me an option. Just give me an option to turn off all these effects. Because I pretty much understand what's going on. I don't need them most of the time. I think all the superchargers were made before launch. One of them leaked. How sad is that, man? It's very sad. They worked their butt off on that. They had a really small team. They really did a lot of work, and we love that game for a reason. There was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in that game. It's another one 2K really fucked up for them. You know, 2K has done an okay job with this game. It's been pretty clean. You know, there's a reason you still go with the publisher, I suppose, but definitely in Battleborn's case, especially the last thing, that they couldn't get a free version of the game out, that it had to be that trial version, was just the last thing on top of so many things.
All right, there's already a fresh ratch body in there.
Hey, a red chest. You guys can get this, I think.
But I did see him sharpening an ice cream scoop the other day.
So just press a button and it
Enjoy
goes
your
right
blues.
in. Nice and easy. Not like his brain surgery or anything.
Let's try this blue over the legendary. Still love this game though. Still a Borderlands fan. I just want more, you know. Like I said earlier, it's the whole rant I just had. I want those action RPG mechanics, and I think 2.0 might deliver. I want procedural dungeons. I want gear sets. I want effervescence. I want pearls.
Harry, it's Glenn. Can you
I want
understand
reasons to come back and farm, and I want, you know, to make builds. And I think the takedown's fine the way it is, because that's why you make a build. You have to have a challenge at the end of it. I think that's why the
He's just
takedown's
having
fine
some
being
trouble
hard.
adjusting.
I wish the
talked
drop
to him.
rates were
Remind
higher,
him that he's a
which I think they
human
might
in
keep this mini event. I think they
Hey,
might keep the
Leo.
mini
So,
event's
long
drop
story,
rates,
you're a ratch now.
which is the way it should be, because it's going to be hard as balls.
Get
But it
over it.
should be, in my opinion, hard as balls. Oh my god. But yeah, you got to have something to farm for. Not just the farming for farming's sake, but there's also that sense of like, if I farm this, I should be able to do this really hard content.
We survived. Hey, Restor,
That's the
I
loop.
gotta
That's
thank
the
you for
core
support.
loop.
Okay, so I finally found the little rubber thing that goes in your thumb, and you
Are better than
not
stupid
gonna believe
events they
where-
do.
whoa.
The events they do are free though. Did you do the Valentine's event? I was okay. I released a video, an edited scripted video for the Halloween event with long thoughts on it. About 20 minutes of thoughts. And I thought the Halloween event overall was good. It had its failings, but I thought it was a right step in the future with some really interesting stuff. Namely the new anointments, which they're going to put in the next event. I like the events. I think the mini events are a little strange, but the Valentine's event had 2 really good guns to it. Free, and it's all free. It's all free. So you can't complain too much. It had gun skins, it had character skins, it had 2 really strong guns, including like a laser.
Leave you dead on the floor? Oh,
And
right.
I think there's only been one event I've missed.
Sorry.
So I don't mind these events at all.
Totally get it. I could actually super go for a human
V-Day event, not so much. Did you do the V-Day event? I actually liked it, man. Best event is a bug that makes farming loot worth it than banning people for using it like Anthem. Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. No, you're right, Wilso. I like the Valentine's event. I thought it was cool, and I just wish it was longer. Now, the one part I will agree with you on is that the UI got even more fucking messy. Because the hearts not only were there, but then the hearts had all these effects with them, you know, and the screen would kind of explode and like just all kinds of bright neon colors, and then everybody had a status effect on them and a dot, and it was just too much. But I liked shooting the hearts, especially the loot hearts, and I liked having that in there just to change it up. You know, like you had the one that would have you get a, you know, like a familiar, the one that made you put somebody on your team, and you had the one that buffed everybody around you, the one that exploded in acid. I thought they could have kept it around for a little while longer. But it was an easy event, man. You could finish it in like an hour, and it had some really good guns on it. Well, like 2 hours, but still, it had some amazing guns to it. Probably the best sniper rifle in the game right now for just raw mob sniping, the Wedding Invitation, which is a shotgun sniper. It's basically the triple take. And the, where's it at? The Terminal Polyamorous. I think I'm missing a whole syllable in there, but whatever. Yeah, basically a laser gun. I think, yeah, you still had a chance to get terror weapons. That's right. You did. So that was cool. I was fine with V-Day event. I just wish it was a little longer. Peacemonger. Look around, Chief. You got a right to protect yourself. Alright, let's drop this blue. This blue's been good for us. I appreciate it. Thank you, Blue. You did a good job. You proved that these are good. Wonder what the special thing is. I've got a spreadsheet. We got like 20 minutes left in this EP. Now we're back to State of Decay days. I've got to quickly get this spreadsheet up. Vault layout planner. Well, that ain't it. It's probably under Borderlands. That makes sense, right? I've got some good spreadsheets. I believe this is probably it. Borderlands is a game where you definitely want to fucking have a spreadsheet. They've already got the DLC thing up. Wow. Uniques. It's going to be an Atlas. Peacemonger. Alright. Shoots rockets that split into 4 rockets. It's probably going to be terrible, but let's try it. Spreadsheet simulator. It only shoots rockets, too. But it's a pistol. Interesting. I'll try it out. It looks kind of cool. Let's see if we can't bust out one more side quest before dinner. I think these are all repeatable. Rise and Grind. Hold on. Let's reorganize these. That's the Fighting Pit. Mallow Wannabes. Heart of Gold. Most of these are DLC, I believe. Healers and Dealers. Where's Healers and Dealers at? Oh, wait. This is simple. This one. Alright. Obviously, these are repeatable. So probably just these 3. And that should be all the side quests in the game at that point. I just wish there was a way to tell. Adam, do you know if there's a way to tell what iridium slabs you've missed? It's going to be like the one hanging over our head. But we're about to have all the side quests done. I just think it's probably the ship one that's glitching out on us. Not sure. Yeah, me either. I mean, because it doesn't show it in the challenges. Ah! It's really nice in my neck of the woods here in Ohio. How about for you, Adam? It's been about 60. I think I'll probably mow the grass Friday. Yeah, it's beautiful. So that's good. The whole state's looking good today after all that dreary gray weather. More walkers than cars going by. Yeah, at least we're allowed to walk. God only knows how much we're spreading the coronavirus, but at least we're allowed to walk. Well, judging from the fact this little fucking rat is still alive, I have to say that it's probably not very good.
They'll be singing songs about that one.
So far, it's trash, man. Jeez. That's the weakest enemy. It's, struggling. That blue shield right there had massive capacity. With a lot of heals. That would actually be a really good shield for survival. Do we have room? Damn it. I need more. We need more vault space, too. Need more vault space. Need more backpack space, I think. At least you're not slower like those terrible turtle shields in Borderlands 2. You have to hold it down and just kind of release the clip. Dude, I don't understand this one at all. What is the value of this?
I live for this!
Definitely ADS. If I don't ADS, it's not... So when does it split into 4? When it hits the target?
Better leave before you get hurt.
Oh. It's a dirty bomb. It's a dirty bomb. You just throw it up in the air and then a bunch of bullets come down on it, shotgun style. Ah. They don't always hit their mark though, do they? Okay, that's a little bit better. Especially for mobbing. You can knock out a bunch at once. That's kind of neat. That time it didn't hit anything though. So far this is kind of cool though. Yo, Shadow! What's up, Justin? How's life in Canada? What's the latest on the COVID-19? We need to do a side quest. Break for dinner. And the CP.
What you hiding?
Shadow! What up, Justin? What up, man? Thank you for being here, sir. Alright, side quest. We gotta focus. We only had like 30 minutes left in that EP. Up to 86 in Saskatchewan. Oh god darn it, man. When you tell me how to say it, I can say it, but otherwise, let's just call it Sac. Yes, so wow, it's getting more serious. I'm guessing you're still reporting to work though? I'd assume you're considered essential. Man, it's weird, man. This is a true pandemic. I guess Prince Charles has got it, and he's pretty old, so that might be really serious.
Not breaking through that.
People are just getting it. It just keeps spreading. It just keeps. Thank you, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan. Thank you. Yes, that words and stuff. No, it's a true pandemic. It's kind of scary. Be concerned, but not hysterical, though. We will all get through this. The human race will get through this. But I'm assuming you're going to keep reporting to work. You know, probably the bigger news with your job is the fact that the oil price has gone belly up. Is that going to affect your job much, or because of the natural gas, you'll be okay? I also really like car parts, and I wish they would add some more vehicles like they did in the DLC in Borderlands 2. And, also give them unlocks, because it's still my, like... So far, I really liked it. You know, it's fun to collect these car parts and hack vehicles and see if you got something new. Wow. Wow.
Now that's how you drive.
Yes. Tomorrow would have been the home opener for the Indians, dude. We're living in the middle of history, Adam. We are living in the middle of world history. It's amazing.
Something about a lost
It's scary, you know, it can be concerning, but at the same time, this is gonna be the one you tell your grandkids about.
Back when I had a respectable establishment, not this crap pile you see now. But I am glad you're here. See, I'm trying to help out all
Look at
the
this
poor
guy
bastards
getting over
affected by
these.
this
He's
war.
double
Yo,
jointed
straight
at the
up,
least.
we are running short on med supplies. We need hexaprizine, skag oil, melodinax, and hemopacks. Track some down for me, will ya?
Alright, looks like it's gonna be a pretty generic mission. Since we haven't been back here to get this quest, it's usually simple. Do we do the thing? I just feel like we probably got all these. Maybe they are more, you know, transparent on the map if you haven't done them, and they're completely opaque, like they are filled in. When you've done them. Sorry, I missed what you said. Roommate came in and wanted to chat. Oh, it's all good. I said, I'm guessing your job is considered essential in Saskatchewan because you're in oil and gas. And I said, I figure what's probably affected your job more is the oil price going belly up. But is it okay because you guys have natural gas and that kind of hedges it? Hope you had a good day, man. Thank you for being here, Justin. Looks like we're going up.
That punk ass is a black market dealer. I'll bet dollars to D's nuts he stole those supplies. Dude's
D's
pretty
nuts.
Just threaten him and he'll give them up.
I got some supplies here, and I'm happy to sell them for a reasonably marked up price. I'm just trying to feed my family. You understand, right? Please, don't shoot. There's been enough bloodshed around here. Just give me the cash and we can make a deal.
Yeah, we've all got a sob story. As for me, I've got patience to heal and no patience to deal. Just threaten him and be done with it.
You don't know what it's like down here. People don't eat for days. It's a nightmare. Whoa.
Just press X and the man
Fine,
freaks
take them.
out.
They're yours. Just please, don't hurt
Easy.
That's what I'm talking about. You had that full straight up fear dumping.
Is he gonna become the villain? People are starving in the middle of this corporation war. Stuck blames Canada. Blame Canada. Help!
Bandits jacked a bunch of my medical supplies. Find them and blast their janky ride. Oh snap! They're getting away. After them.
I think I put on the weakest gun. We should have put on the saw blades. We'd already be done with this shit.
Protect the family.
Join the family.
Yes, that was gangsta. Hey, out. Now grab those supplies and get out of there.
Wish I could destroy the barrels for massive damage. I told my boss, call me if they need me, but I'm done, son. Wait, but you were told not to report to work, right, Wilso? For the quarantining measures? We are essential workers, and TC is one of the only companies in the industry not feeling the burn yet. They still have extra money in the budget they're trying to use. That's good. That's good. I mean, it's the double whammy. It's crazy. You got the oil price collapse on top of the pandemic. It's nutty. It all happened so quick. Hey, I think we got a.
You couldn't hit a cow.
Hey, viewer badass. So in a tight room, you really can't use it. Because it explodes before it's able to get the smart bombs out. So good to know. Probably limits its effectiveness quite a bit. Technically, I'd still be coming in till Friday, but there's no work to do since the individuals aren't there. Because you're in, like, payroll, right? But you're getting paid, right? So you're using your 2 weeks vacation up, and then, and they're all like totally good with this, right? It's all like voluntary, and then you're gonna get the unemployment, which they said they're gonna extend to 4 months. So you can have up to 4 months federal unemployment, so that's good. With this bill, it should pass today. They're talking like it should pass. It will pass today. They probably have already done it, I imagine. On a side note, here a moose smashed through a window and was chilling at an old folks home in Tilly. Whoa. I hope they didn't have COVID. Man, mooses are fun. Hey, it's Wilso. Shoot the shit out of Wilso. Mooses are scary, man. No idea how big those. I've never seen one in real life, but then you see a picture and it's like, that thing is like shoulder height. The thing's horns are going up over the roof of a home. That is a massive monster. That is a creature from the primeval age. The rockets themselves don't do near as much damage as the bullets, but in a tight environment, they don't have time to pop. So, oh, another Wilso. Another Wilso's on the loose. So they don't have time to get set up. Cocky three-way.
I was made for this.
There are mountain lions roaming around suburbs in Boulder because everyone is inside. Whoa. Hey, you know how they could foretell the collapse of Rome? There were wolves walking around in the city. That is so bizarre. It's like in Children of Men. One of the scenes early in that book is a pastor running out of a church. He's chasing animals out of a church because all the fucking animals went in because there were no people around. Mountain lions, yes, excuse me, I need to get eaten. Foretell the collapse of Rome by the wolves in the streets. There was nobody in charge anymore.
Yo,
This is a
that's
little
all
different, though, of course.
We still need another
We
helo
hope.
pack, but we'll figure it out. Come on back, player.
Prince Charles having
What
it,
you
though,
thinking? What's this
that's...
doctor doing trying to be a
I mean, it
rapper?
doesn't
But
affect
listen,
us, obviously, but at the
criticism
same time,
comes
he's
and
next in
goes,
line
but my rhymes,
to have the crown, and he's not a spring chicken.
look, just let me spit something for you. See, I bust raps like I bust caps, and that's
Those are that's that group.
Full of fat stacks, or else you get the clapbacks. Word?
They were saying, though, it's like, typically people our age are not really getting very sick, but then you can have somebody our age who's totally fit, eats well, exercises, and get just deadly ill, and they still don't know why. They think it might be genetic, they think it might be blood type, they just don't know why. They don't even know why. There are some people like Rand Paul that are asymptomatic. They've got it, they simply carry it, they don't feel sick, but they spread it without even knowing it. It's a scary bug, it's a scary virus. But I'm gonna tell you something. A year from now, we probably have a vaccine. They're already doing human trials in Washington. A year from now, we probably have a vaccine. It's gonna be key that you don't have Jim Carrey and the anti-vaxxers saying, oh, it's gonna make your kids sick. It's gonna make your kids sick. No, it won't. No, it's gonna inoculate the human population so we don't have to go through this bullshit again. Most likely a year from now, we have a vaccine. Because they've already made one. They've already sequenced the virus, and it's already in human trials in Washington.
I will prove myself.
They said they've never done this before, though. Like in history. In all of human history, they've never been able to sequence a virus this quickly. And they have tons of people doing the,
Looks like we're still a little short on hemoglobin.
You put your computer on the network, and you run through different sequences of proteins for the virus to try to work on more cures and more drugs. They call it folding. NASA's got their supercomputers on the folding network, and all the big tech YouTubers are competing in teams, and like, really, there's some, there's been some ugly moments, the toilet paper hoarding and so on, but there's a lot of not just like, yeah, Canada, yeah, America, but just humans in general, human beings as a species, humankind is something.
Yep. Okay, that'll do. Sorry. Oh, I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. Okay. Thanks. That thing. Maybe they'll finally give me some street cred. Maybe I'll get one of those sweet Atlas robot
So you should
arms.
pull through. It makes sense.
Hey, don't
But
worry
again,
about
it's
me.
that
I'll
thing. That
survive.
makes sense, Justin. Thanks for
So
saying
much
that.
thanks
But
to you.
we just don't know.
Is finally ready to
There's
step
people
up
that are
and
like,
feel the hurt.
they eat well. They're like us. They eat well. They exercise. They're fine.
Last chance
And they're
on
just
that
getting
mixtape, by the
fucking
way.
so sick.
Still no?
They're ended up in critical condition, and that's what's overwhelming the hospitals. It's not just all the people going in. It's that when they go in, they're in there for 2 weeks, and then they end up in critical, and so you have this backlog. Yeah, my sister... Oh, your sister got COVID? In London? You have family in London?